Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be making one of our weekly staples, homemade almond milk, but I'm going to switch things up a bit and add in some hemp seeds for some extra nutrition. I've already soaked about a cup of almonds in water overnight, and I'm going to go ahead and drain them real quick. Now, if you're not already in the know, almonds are full of healthy fats, vitamin E, and magnesium. And as a mom of four, I need all of the stress-supporting ingredients I can get. So there we go, we got about a cup of almonds. What you'll notice is when you measure out about a cup of almonds and they soak in water, it actually becomes closer to 2 cups of almonds. So you'll get extra milk out of this batch. So I'm just gonna measure about a cup for now. And as you can see, I've got more almonds here, so I'll be able to yield a little bit more than a normal batch. I've also got hemp seeds here, which are a great source of plant-based proteins and omega-3s. They also make the milk a little bit creamier, so I'm gonna add some hemp seeds into my blender. I'm gonna put about half of a quarter cup, so about an 1/8 cup. There they go. And to this, I'm gonna add 4 cups of water. Okay, filtered water is in, and now for the fun part, blending. You can really use any blender that you've got. We recently purchased a Vitamix, which has been a lifesaver. It really blends super quick, and it makes everything really creamy. So I'm gonna get that going. Make sure the lid is on secure, because I damn sure don't want milk all over my kitchen. And let's roll. I usually run the blender through twice, so let's give it one more rev. All right, y'all, just like that, I've got my first batch of milk ready. Now, technically you can drink it like this, but I like my milk nice and creamy. So I'm gonna put it through a cheesecloth. I got this from Amazon for super cheap. All you have to do is pour it right into the cheesecloth, make sure you have a container underneath, and it's actually a pretty fast process. I don't have any of my kids here with me because this is usually the job I make them do, but will do. Mama's got it today. Right in. Here we go. And boom, just like that. Milk going into the container. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever bought plant-based milk from the store, it's super expensive. It's about $7 for a little over a quart, and it's full of gums and additives and extra sugars, stuff you really don't need in milk. So my husband convinced me to just go ahead, buy a bag of almonds, and try and run this thing at home. And there's so many videos online where you can really learn how to do this. It's super inspiring. And I've never turned back. Ever since I made my first batch, I've literally never bought almond milk from the store or any kind of plant-based milk from the store ever again. You could do this with oat milk, you could do it with almond milk, you could put peas in and make pea protein milk. There's just so many variations of milk that you can make at home, and all you really need is the base ingredient, water, and a blender, and you're good to go. So you save a ton of money, and if you're anything like us, we run through milk in the house so fast. So it's really helpful to have something that's cheap, quick, and easy that you can make at home. It's also nice for the kids to see that you don't need to buy this stuff and be dependent on all of these stores. You can really be independent and make things on your own. And yes, I squeeze this thing until I've gotten every last drop of milk. Okay, because we're not wasting any money, y'all. It's cheaper, but we're still gonna squeeze until there's nothing left. The other benefit of this is that you can save the pulp. You don't have to throw it out. You can actually make things like biscuits or granola bars or anything where you need a little bit of dry ingredient. So you can save the pulp, and there's a lot of different things that you can make out of this. So I'm going to save the pulp and maybe make some cookies or something else out of the pulp. And I usually put mine in leftover glass jars. So we have old pickle jars that we get from the store. Yes, they are sanitized, very well sanitized. There's no smell of pickles nice and clean and fresh. So once you have a nice jar sanitized, they're actually a really good container for milk. So I'm gonna pour this right in. See, I've got half of what? This is 2 quarts. So this is about 80 ounces. I've got half of it full and I'm not even done. I still have the rest of my almonds. So let's run through this a second time. Let's see, do I get a full second cup out of this? It's usually a little less than 2 cups, right? So it's almost full to the top. So I would say maybe like 3/4 of a cup, gram. We're gonna add some of that hemp. I'm gonna eyeball the hemp this time. Here we go. Hemp. A little less than 4 cups because we only have 3/4 cup of almonds. All right, so the second batch is ready. And let's rev this baby up again. All right, second batch is ready, just like that. So a little tip, be really careful to keep the top closed because you don't want the almond milk to come out of the top or you're gonna end up having almond milk that's not as smooth. So I'm just gonna run it through one more time just to make sure. I can see a little bit of the pulp. Top closed, straight from the bottom. Way better, way better. And yeah, this almond milk is perfect for things like milk with cereal. I use it in my mashed potatoes. I use it in my macaroni and cheese. I also use it as like my batter for tofu and mushrooms. So super versatile. You can bake with it and put it in your muffins or if you need it for a cookie recipe. But it really works for just about everything. And I can't tell you, like, I must have saved hundreds of dollars on buying store-bought milk just from this process here. So shout out to the husband because he inspired me. And like I said, I've never looked back. So hopefully this inspires you guys to do the same because you really can save a ton of money. It's not necessary to buy everything at the store. And it's also good, again, just to kind of teach your family and show your family that certain things are really easy and you don't have to be dependent on these big chain stores to get the things you need. All you need is a bag of almonds, a bag of hemp, and water. Let's pour the rest of the milk in a jar. Look at that. So I've got almost 2 full quarts of milk for the fraction of the price of store-bought. A lot more nutritious, whole ingredients, only 3 ingredients. And look at this. This will last my family probably 2 days, 3 days, depending on what we use it for. And it's so easy, like 5-10 minutes and you've got yourself homemade, nutritious, delicious, plant-based milk. So I hope this video inspired you. If it did, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.